Obituaries, brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Your Dignity Memorial Funeral Home for burials and cremations is Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Funeral service for Rufus Elton Danley, age 91, is Saturday at noon from Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel. Reverend Paul Hickman officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. The station tonight at the Childersburg Chapel from 5 until 8 p.m. Online condolences at curtisondsonfunerals.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel, directing. Funeral service for Stephen Keith Jones Jr., age 27, of Vinson, is today at 2 p.m. from Curtis & Son North, with the Reverend Darlene Burton officiating. Burial in the New Site Cemetery. Online condolences at curtisondsonfh.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Memorial service for Robert Wayne Willis Sr., age 80, will be held at St. Mary's Episcopal Church in Childersburg today at 2 p.m. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, directing. Memorial service to be held at a later date for Marilyn Tanner Peterson, age 92, of Childersburg, who died October the 20th. In lieu of flowers, donations in her memory can be made to the St. Mary's Episcopal Church in Childersburg. Memorial service to be held at a later date. Funeral service for Sally Annette Jones, age 77, is today at 2 o'clock from Radley Smith Funeral Home Chapel, with the Reverend Daniel Atkin officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Mrs. Jones died Monday, October 24th at her residence. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. Memorial service for Laura Mary Prim Benson will be held today at 11 a.m. from Unity Presbyterian Church in Wagufka. Memorial contribution can be made to Go Ye Village or to the ministry of your choice in remembrance of Laura. Funeral service for Mr. Grady Alfred Pete Welcher, age 82, of Alexander City, is Saturday at 2 p.m. from 6th Street Baptist Church. Dr. Matt Haynes, Dr. Carl Ray Miner will officiate. Burial in the Hillview Memorial Park with Veterans Honors provided by the Alexander City Veterans Honor Guard. The family will receive friends tonight, 5:07, at the funeral home. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service on Saturday. Mr. Welcher died Thursday, October 27th at Bill Nichols State Veterans Home in Alexander City. He was a member and 40-year deacon of the 6th Street Baptist Church. The family will accept flowers or donations can be made to the 6th Street Baptist Church in Alexander City. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Beulah S. Garrett, age 82, is Saturday, October 29th, 3 p.m. at DeForest Chapel on the campus of Talladega College in Talladega. Pastors Tiffany Stetchum, Terry Swain, and Vantoni Welch will officiate the service. Interment in the King's Chapel Cemetery. Sims Funeral Service in Talladega, directing. Funeral service for Mr. Steve Matthews, age 56, is Saturday at Mount Zion CME Church in Alpine at 11 o'clock. Burial in the Mount Zion Church Cemetery. Visitation today, noon until 8 at the funeral home. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service. Mr. Matthews died October 25th at Grandview Medical Center in Birmingham. Community Funeral Home, Sylacauga, directing. Funeral service for Mr. Anton McClendon, age 46, is Saturday at 1 p.m. from Lily Hill Baptist Church with the Reverend Billy Springer officiating. Interment in the Lane Chapel Cemetery. Sims Funeral Service, directing. And funeral service for Mrs. Patricia O. White, age 58, is Saturday at Coosa Valley Baptist Church in Vincent at 1 p.m. with burial in the Evergreen Cemetery in Sylacauga. Visitation today, noon until 8 at the funeral home. The body will lie in state 1 hour prior to the service on Saturday at Coosa Valley Baptist Church in Vincent. Mrs. White died October 21st at Coosa Valley Medical Center Community Funeral Home in Sylacauga, in charge of the arrangements. This obituary report brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, 256-245-4361, your Dignity Memorial Funeral Home for burials and cremations. It's Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361, your Dignity Memorial Funeral Home for burials and cremations. It's Curtis & Son Funeral Home.